Good afternoon. Welcome to your Tuesday afternoon Facebook Live. My name is Sarah Edwards. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come to you guys live every Tuesday and Thursday, usually at 7, to show you a fun new project. So today's project is all about technique. I did pre-cut and color everything just because I wanted to kind of focus on the technique that I'm doing. So I'm super excited to show you, and happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day. I did go live for 2 reasons earlier today. One, I am working at 2:30, and then 2, if I come live at 7 on 4th of July, many of you guys are going to be out celebrating the fireworks with your family, and you actually might be out having a picnic as this afternoon as well, but that's okay. At least the video will be on YouTube so you can watch it when you have time. So I am just going to go ahead and point you over and show you the fun things we're going to be doing today. I'm going to make sure we're live on my Facebook and cross your fingers. Oh, there it is. Perfect. So I really wanted to focus on, like I said, a specific technique, and it is so cute, and I'm so excited. I literally think this is probably the best thing I've done in a while. But I focused on the take your pick crafting tips. So I didn't realize this was in the catalog until one of my customers ordered it for the July retreat. And I was like, what is that? So you ask, I pulled out my handy dandy catalog and I actually marked the page so I could flip right to it. And on page I just ripped that. On page 145 of your catalog, the number 9 up here in the corner, you get a blade. You get it makes little dots in your paper. I don't really know the name of it. I probably should have looked. And then you get like an extra little poker tool. So let me show you what the tools are inside. So this will make the little lines in your paper. I haven't played with it yet, but it looks like it's super fun. And then you have, can't even get this out. It's in there super duper tight. And then you have an extra super sharp tip, and then this little guy that you could definitely use for picking up rhinestones, or possibilities are endless. Stampin' Up! Actually did a video. I should find it and post it on how to use all the pieces. So this is the set that I brought in. So I need somebody to have a baby so I can send this to them, and I am first to say not it. So somebody else out there needs to have a baby so I can send them one of these cards. They are so fun and cute, and I love coloring all the little animals and having the dies that pop them out as well. So fun. Okay, are you guys ready to see what I have come up with what I have come up with for you today? Whew, that was hard to say. Oh, and if you do hear my puppies, I have Walter White and Hank in the craft room with me, and they're probably might be starting to bark pretty soon because I hear some ruckus outside. So just know that my puppies are in the craft room with me. But this is what I want to show you guys how to make. So I'm really focusing on the center piece right here. So when you mail this card, it will flatten, but for now we left them up, kind of bent a little bit. And I had enough of the designer series paper left over to do the envelope. So let me bring in, I actually could not stop making these, so I did them in all of the colors. So this one is Berry Burst. This one is, Pretty Peacock. This one is Lemon Lime Twist. And we're going to do the pecan pie for the live. So I did another one in the Berry Burst. So these are just super fun and definitely different. I have not done one of these cards ever. So let's get your supplies that you need. So you will need your take your pick tool, and I've already screwed in the blade that goes on the top. And this guy is super duper sharp. So definitely have some Band-Aids close by in case you slice your finger, but let's try not to do that. You will need your silicone mat. You'll need a ruler, a pen or a pencil. So those are the supplies you're going to need. And then your card base, we're going to start with the pecan pie. I have a piece of our pecan pie card base, and it measures 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4.25. So you're going to take this and fold it, give it a good crease, and then we are going to need 3 pieces of paper. So I have 2 pieces of our basic white, 4 by 5.25, and this is our designer series paper, 3 3/4 by 5. The designer series paper I'm using, I've used it the last couple Facebook Lives. It's a glorious gingham, and all of the colors that I am doing or have done are in that pack. So we're going to take one of our pieces of basic white, and we're going to put this on the inside. So I'll put some adhesive on and lay this on the inside. I do this first only because I always forget to go back and put it in after. So that is in, and we're going to set that aside, and we're going to work on with our designer series paper first. So you're going to bring in your silicone mats, and I forgot to tell you, I have a smidgen of cardstock. You can pick whatever color you want. I just grabbed a scrap that was in my little pile, and this is 2.25 by 2.5. 2.25 by 2.5, yes. So you need a piece of scrap that's 2.25 by 2.5 as well. I want to focus this side as my front, so I'm going to flip it over to do all of this parts. So I'm going to take my little square, not really a square, but kind of a square, and I'm going to just eyeball it. I'm just going to kind of put it in the center, hold that down, and then I'm going to grab a pencil or a pen, and I'm going to trace around this shape. It's not quite a square. I did try having a square, but it was a little bit too big. So that's why I cut it down just a smidgen. So I'm going to take this and I'm just lining this up, making sure that I'm getting those corners because that's where we're going to be cutting. So I know the paper's a little bit hard to see, but there is a kind of square in the center. Now you're going to bring in your silicone mats, your ruler, and your blade. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to line up the ruler to the square. So I'm just going to line it up straight. I'm going to take my blade very gently. You don't want to white knuckle this because you don't want to cut through your silicone mat. You're just going to very gently glide this down to that corner. Now we're going to do the same thing to this corner. So just line those corners up, hold your ruler, grab your blade. If you go too hard, you're going to cut through your silicone mats. So just go super duper gentle. So there we go. And now you have your pieces cut. So I'm going to do that one more time, just so we don't have to bring out all of this again, because we're going to get through 2 cards tonight, or this afternoon, hopefully. And I already went ahead and drew the little shape in the center. So I literally just set this in there and draw around with your pencil. And this one you can actually see really nice because it's a lighter color cardstock or designer series paper. So I'm going to line the corners up very gently. Glide your blade down. There we go. And we're going to rotate and do the same thing on this side. You can kind of hear it cutting through the paper. It's kind of a cool sound. And you won't cut your mats, silicone mats. So this is what you're going to end up with. I am going to stop what I'm doing and put the lid on this so I don't accidentally drop it and then step on it. That would not be good. Okay, so let's finish with the pecan pie that we were playing with. So I am going to take my bone folder and I'm going to pick up one of these little squares. So I'm going to lay my bone folder down and I'm just going to kind of push forward as I'm lifting this end up. I don't want it to be a super crisp fold. So that's why I'm not just folding that in half. So I'm literally just kind of breaking up those fibers a little bit. And this is going to help when we put the mini glue dot on. It's going to help it stay as well. So this is probably the most time consuming, but it's kind of fun actually. So that is what we're left with. I'll go ahead and do it again onto this side, or this piece. I'm just lifting up and kind of pressing and pushing and rolling all at the same time. I just want these to fold up a little bit. So there you go. That's what you're left with. Kind of funky looking, right? So now we're going to grab some mini glue dots. And you can pick them up this way, but I just felt the paper kind of got in the way a little bit. So I just grabbed them with the take your pick tool and put them right at the tips. So right at the tip on all four. There we go. Last one. There we go. And now I'm just going to kind of lay these out. And you'll kind of see that your cardstock, your designer series paper, kind of wants to bend with it. But we are going to glue that down so you're not even going to see it. Now, if you feel like you want it to be a little bit more rounded, take your pencil and slide it in and just kind of put some pressure where the mini glue dot is. And this is going to kind of help get your little pieces where they are still rounded, I guess I'm trying to say. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But this does help. So there we go. And you can see that it is trying to bend the cardstock, but once we glue it down to our other piece of basic whites, so we're going to go ahead and do that next. And you don't even see the pencil mark. You could erase it if you wanted to, but you're not even going to see it. So I am going to put lots of adhesive. You don't want too much because you don't want to eke it out, but you definitely do want a good amount of adhesive on here. We'll lay this down. And you do want to hold this for a second because it's going to want to try to lift up all of your edges. So just give it a good press and a good hold until you get it exactly the way you want it. You can come in and kind of push all that glue in, or you can take your bone folder, kind of just make sure it's attached really well. There we go. So now we can glue this to our card base. And we're going to do the same thing because it's still going to want to kind of curl a little bit. So now here is where you can put anything in the center you want. So if you want to get some of our flowers, if you want to get another one of our animal characters, really anything that will fit in here. And you can make your little shape bigger or smaller depending on how big you want this center. So that's kind of the trick to this card, is it could really fit anything inside. So I went ahead and stamped the cow, and you can have it this way or you can have it this way. Let's do it that way because my sentiments that I am using, I must have left my sentiment on the table. Let me run in there and grab it really quick. I actually have a couple extra that I was going to put together. So I must not have stamped one. So I have a little baby, big love. So I am just going to grab my paper snips and I'm going to fussy cut this. It was a little bit too big to have just the sentiment, So I wanted something at the top and the bottom. So I'm just going to come in, kind of round these up a little bit, kind of make it look like I didn't just chop that with a pair of scissors, even though I just did. I'm just going around. So now you know why I need somebody to have a baby, so I can send them this card. It is so cute, I can't even control it. So there's that. And this one, since it's bulky letters, I don't really have to trim around it, but I am going to trim off the little edges. There we go. And I'm going to grab some mini dimensionals. These happen to be the paper pumpkin ones, but that's what I have on my desk. And I'm going to save that for the other sentiment and bring in my regular ones. Definitely use up those edges. They still work. Pick up your sentiments and a little baby, big love. And then, oh, we didn't glue down the cow. Put some dimensionals on the back. Put him in the center, or her. There we go. And then we're going to top this off with some rhinestones. You can take your pick tool that has the putty on the end of it, and you can pick them up, and I'm just going to put them right on the edge. So there you go. That is how fun, cute, and easy these cards are to put together. Let's tuck his ear up underneath. So then you have plenty of room to write your sentiments. Okay, let's put our last one together. Oh, and don't forget about your envelope. I'll do that later. We'll put our last one together. We already did the bending, so let's add the mini glue dots. Oops, it's the wrong tool. Mini glue dots on the end. Oops, that one didn't want to stick. So definitely something different that I've not seen out there. And hopefully you guys put one of these together. Let's take this and we're going to glue it up top, move to the sides. And last one, bring in your whites. Gonna put some adhesive on the back. Make sure you're not putting too much because you don't want it to eke out, but we definitely want to make sure this has plenty of adhesive on it because it's going to want to curl. Go. Hold that down. We're going to smash all these edges down so that glue adheres. Okay, let's bring our card base in. Fold, give it a good crease. Let's put the white on the inside so I don't forget. Perfect. Let's do adhere this to the front. I'm gonna hold that down just for a hot second. Perfect. And I've already cut the little lion. I'm going to put them on with some dimensionals. Oh, there they are. Let's use up these edges. So I am going to stay away from the star, putting a dimensional on there, because he's going to kind of be hovering over the top little flap. I'll show you in a second. So I am not going to put anything right there. And this one I did have to go this way because he wouldn't have fit that way. So when you tuck him in, the little star is going to be resting on right up there. So there's that. Let's grab our sentiments. And this one I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to fussy cut around. And I like this saying because of the star on the little lion. Almost done. And then let's trim off this so he's a little bit smaller. And I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut around him as well, just so it doesn't look like I cut it with a pair of scissors, even though I am. Just come down to the bottom a little bit and give him a little bit of shape as well. Lots of debris, lots of shrapnel all over the place, but we are getting this done and it is so fun. So if anybody's having a baby that you know of, let me know and I will send them one of these cards. So, I don't want to use my good scissors on cutting that, but I need one more smidgen right there. So there you go. Put that right at the bottom. Put this one up at the top. And our last but not least are our rhinestones. There you go. Oh, I don't know if you guys can hear that in the background, but my husband is using kind of an air gun tool. So if you hear that noise, that's what it is. So there you go. Don't forget about your envelopes, but these are the two that we just did. Let me get all my stuff out of the way. And here are some of the other ones that I've already done. I couldn't stop making them. They were so fun and so cute. You can put all the different animals and all the different designer series paper. So there you go. Hopefully you guys liked this afternoon's live. I will be back Thursday, I believe in the morning as well, or early afternoon, I can't remember. But we're going camping this weekend. Well, we might go camping this weekend. So I'm working an earlier shift so I can have the weekend off. But if you need anything, please feel free to reach out. If not, I will see everybody on Thursday. Have a great day. Bye-bye.